I want to say to you, welcome, my dear. You are here, and that alone is something beautiful. Before the world asks anything of you today, let us sit together in this gentle moment where nothing is expected and everything is allowed. People often come to me and say, I feel stuck, even when I try so hard. And I understand. I have seen many beautiful souls try to push, force, achieve, only to find themselves exhausted and empty. Let me offer you a new way, a softer way. Letting yourself go does not mean giving up. It means releasing the need to control every step. It means allowing life to hold you the way a river carries a leaf, without effort, without resistance. It's just a shift in trust. It's the moment when you whisper, I don't have to hold it all anymore. And in that whisper, grace begins to rise. Have you ever noticed how the most beautiful flowers bloom? Not by trying, but by allowing. Take a deep breath and let go. Just a little. Allow yourself to trust your unfolding. Life knows how to carry you. It always has. You are not falling. You are being caught, gently, lovingly, completely. What if letting go was not a failure, but a sacred decision? What if it wasn't weakness, but wisdom? My dear, have you ever asked yourself, why am I still holding on to this pain, this memory, this version of myself that no longer fits? Letting go isn't giving up. It's choosing peace over struggle, softness over resistance, faith over fear. You see, we often carry burdens that don't belong to us anymore. We hold on to old stories, outdated identities, and thoughts that keep us small. And yet, it's only a thought, and a thought can be changed. This is one of the most loving truths I have ever known. You are the only thinker in your mind, and what you choose to think today shapes the life you live tomorrow. So I ask you, do you want this thought to be creating your future? Take a gentle breath now. Yes, right now. Not for me, but for you. Feel your chest rise and allow your shoulders to relax, just a little. As you do, notice, where are you holding tension? In your jaw? In your stomach? In your heart? That tension is a quiet signal. It is saying, I'm trying so hard to stay in control, and I want to say to you, you don't have to. The point of power is always in the present moment. You don't need to have it all figured out to take the next soft step. Letting go means giving yourself permission to stop fighting life and instead to float with it. Let's explore this together. Imagine a leaf on a stream. It doesn't resist the current. It doesn't try to swim upstream. It simply floats. Letting go is becoming the leaf. And the current, that is life. Trust it, because you see, life has never truly dropped you. Even in your most difficult moments, something in you kept going, kept breathing. That was life. That was love. That was you. If you are willing to release the need to struggle, you can begin to heal. That's a powerful choice, not an easy one, but a freeing one. Have you ever noticed how exhausting it is to hold on to something that's no longer serving you? It's like trying to carry water in your hands. Tense, heavy, impossible to keep. When you let it go, your hands are free to receive. And what might they receive? Peace, clarity, joy. You don't need to know what comes next. You just need to make space for it. Say to yourself softly now, I am safe as I release control with love. Yes, say it. And if it feels hard to believe, that's okay. You're planting a new thought, and like all seeds, it needs time, light, and patience. Trust that your inner garden knows how to bloom. Healing is simply a matter of letting go of the fear. You don't need to fix everything to be worthy of peace. You don't need to be perfect to be loved. You are already whole, already enough. Letting go is not an event, it's a practice, a daily returning, a willingness to place your hand over your heart and whisper, I trust myself now. Even if your voice trembles, even if you don't know what tomorrow holds. Because what if tomorrow doesn't need your control, but your cooperation? What if life is not asking you to hold tighter, but to open wider? Can you allow yourself to open? Love is the great miracle cure. Loving ourselves works miracles in our lives. Letting go is an act of love. For yourself, for your past, for your future. And love always makes a way. So let's breathe together. One more time. Inhale with the knowing that you are supported. Exhale with the courage to let one small thing go today. Just one. Say to yourself, I am willing, I am soft, I am safe, I am ready. And so we arrive here at a moment of truth, a moment of courage. Let's talk about growth. Let's talk about the quiet, sacred decision to evolve. My dear, have you ever caught yourself dimming your own light just so others won't feel uncomfortable? Have you ever whispered your wins, held back your voice, or apologized for being proud of who you're becoming? You are not alone. I've seen so many souls who confuse humility with hiding. But hear me now. You have the power to heal your life, and you need to know that. Self-growth is not a shameful secret. It is the most radiant form of self-respect. It is your soul saying, I matter. I am proud of my growth. I am enough. Say that with me, not just with your lips, but with the fullness of your breath. You don't need to shrink to be loved. You don't need to stay the same to be safe. Growth does not invalidate who you were. It honors who you've always had the potential to be. Growth is love in motion. Every act of healing, every moment you choose peace over reaction, every time you pause and respond instead of react, you are practicing love. Can you feel that? There is no graduation from self-growth. There is no final form. There is only a deeper return to your own truth. Every thought we think is creating our future. So what if you allowed yourself to think thoughts that celebrated who you're becoming? What if today, instead of judgment, you offered yourself applause? Take a breath and ask, when did I last give myself credit? When did I last look in the mirror and say, I'm proud of you? You see, healing isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you to be smaller. You are not a helpless victim of your own thoughts, but rather a master of your own mind. And that is where freedom lives. If you are feeling resistance to your own light, I want you to place your hand over your heart and whisper, I am safe to grow. I am safe to change. I am safe to shine. Say it again if you need to. Say it until your inner child hears it and believes it, because hiding no longer serves you. Dimming your light doesn't help others see, and apologizing for your power only delays the love you're here to live. Imagine your life as a garden. Every boundary you set is a fence to protect your flowers. Every new belief you plant is a seed of joy. Every old habit you release is a weed pulled gently from the soil. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that growth? Now let us turn gently toward the idea of control. Have you noticed how tight control feels in the body? It's clenched jaws, furrowed brows, tension in the shoulders. Control is the illusion that we can manage every outcome if we just try hard enough. But my dear, what we think about ourselves becomes the truth for us. If you believe you must hold everything together to be safe, you'll never know the peace of letting go. Control is born from fear. Confidence is born from trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in life. Trust that even if things don't go as planned, you will still be okay. You always have been. I trust the process of life. This is not just a sentence, it's a decision. A daily breath-by-breath decision to relax your grip and receive the moment. Control contracts. Confidence expands. Control says, I must. Confidence says, I can. And that subtle shift changes everything. When you begin to trust your instincts, your inner guidance awakens. You stop looking outward for permission and start listening inward for direction. Say it now. I have grown. I trust my instincts. Let those words be a warm blanket for your nervous system. Let them remind you that your inner wisdom has always been speaking. You're just learning to hear it again. Think of confidence not as a volume you turn up, but a door you open. Behind that door is your voice, your laughter, your dance, your mess, your magic. Confidence allows all of you to come forward. And the beautiful truth is, when you show up fully, the world responds. Not always with applause, but always with truth. And isn't that what we're here for? You don't need to know every step ahead. You just need to take the next right breath. Let go of the need to predict. Let go of the pressure to be perfect. Let go of the habit of doubting yourself. As I say yes to life, life says yes to me. Can you say yes to yourself now? Even just a whisper of yes is enough. Place your feet on the ground. Feel the earth holding you. You are not floating untethered. You are rooted in something ancient and strong. That is trust. That is confidence. That is your birthright. Breathe, my love. Just breathe. And know this, you are not here to control life. You are here to trust it, to meet it, to dance with it. And as we continue, let's gently explore something we all feel, but rarely pause to name: the two modes of being, focus and flow. My dear, have you ever wondered why some days feel like pushing a boulder uphill, while others feel like dancing with the wind? It's not always about what you're doing. It's about how you're being. There is a world of difference between forcing and flowing, between striving and surrendering, between control and connection. One feels tight, effortful, laced with self-pressure. The other feels spacious, alive, rich with mystery and grace. Both exist within us, but only one leads us home. Let's look closely. When you're in focus mode, your mind is tense. Your thoughts loop endlessly. You plan, replan, then question the plan. You try to fix, to perfect, to make it happen faster. It feels like swimming upstream, doesn't it? And yet, so many of us spend our lives here, believing that effort equals worth. But I want you to know, we don't have to struggle to make things happen. That is an old belief, one we can bless and release. Focus, if unbalanced, becomes fixation. And fixation blocks creativity, shuts down joy, and separates us from our inner knowing. We become so focused on doing it right that we forget we're allowed to enjoy the process. Now shift with me into flow. Feel the difference already? Flow doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing with trust. Your mind softens. Your breath deepens. Your actions come from alignment, not urgency. And the most beautiful part? You still get things done, but without the weight of worry. I do not fix problems. I fix my thinking. Then problems fix themselves. That is the wisdom of flow. When you align with life instead of resisting it, you become a co-creator instead of a controller. Life begins to feel like a conversation, not a competition. You listen, you respond, you allow, Take a moment and ask yourself gently, am I forcing this or am I allowing life to guide me? There's no judgment here, only awareness. Force says, I must control this. Flow says, I will listen and respond. A force contracts, flow opens. And when you open, life flows through you like music, like water, like love. You move from panic to presence, from fear to faith, from gripping to grace. Imagine your mind as a river. When you try to dam it with rigid expectations, it overflows or runs dry. But when you trust its natural current, it nourishes everything in its path. That is the essence of flow. It's not passivity, it's partnership with life, with your heart, with something greater than your plans. Life supports me in every possible way. That support doesn't always look like ease, but it always leads to grace. You don't have to know how every detail will unfold. You only need to stay open to the unfolding itself. You are not lazy for choosing peace. You are not irresponsible for choosing softness. You are not less worthy when you stop pushing. You are wise. You are aware. You are remembering your power. Real power doesn't shout. It moves like water, persistent, gentle, unstoppable. I let life flow through me. Say that now. Whisper it like a promise to your nervous system. Feel how your body responds. Notice the relief that comes not from giving up, but from giving in to something kinder, something wiser, something more true. Let's go deeper. Focus has its place. We need structure. We need intention. But without balance, focus becomes force, and force closes the door to miracles. Flow, on the other hand, invites them in. It is the dance of intuition and timing, of preparation and surrender. Think of an artist. They do not force the painting. They enter the space, tune into their feeling, and allow creation to meet them. You too are creating your life. Are you pushing through it, or are you dancing with it? And what would it feel like to dance more often? You don't have to choose one forever. This is not a binary. It is a rhythm. Some moments require your focus, others call for your flow. The magic happens when you learn to feel the difference, to ask, what does this moment need from me? To listen, to honor, to shift gently, to walk through life not as a soldier, but as a dancer, to trust that each step will find its floor. All is well. Everything is working out for my highest good. Even when you're not in control, even when you're uncertain, even when you're in the in-between, especially then. Because the in-between is where transformation happens. The chrysalis before the butterfly, the stillness before the song, the pause before the path becomes clear. And in that pause, so much is reborn. So take one more breath. Let your body unclench. Let your heart open. You are allowed to let go of the pressure. You are allowed to find your rhythm. You are allowed to flow. Let's take a closer look now at what happens when we allow ourselves to move in flow, especially when it comes to creativity and ease. You see, flow is not just a mental state. It is a spiritual permission slip. When we let go of pressure and push, we become receptive. We open a channel, and in that open space, something beautiful begins to move through us, not from effort, but from allowance. My dear, have you ever noticed that your best ideas come not when you're trying, but when you're resting? In the shower, on a walk, in a quiet moment between thoughts, suddenly, clarity arrives. Inspiration lands like a feather. That is the magic of flow. The intelligence that created me is always guiding me. This isn't just about belief, it's about experience. You are more connected than you think. When you try too hard to create, you block the very current trying to express through you. But when you trust, when you soften, when you breathe into the now, life begins to paint through your hands, sing through your voice, write through your heart. Creation is not something you force, it's something you let happen. Flow is the state where creativity and ease become partners. One fuels the other, and the moment you stop gripping so tightly, you'll feel it. That inner spark, that idea you weren't chasing but suddenly found. That sudden desire to move, to write, to play. Not because you should, but because something inside you wants to. I am open and receptive to new ideas. Say it now. Let it echo within. You don't have to chase brilliance. You simply have to make space for it. Let us visualize together. Imagine yourself dancing with life. Not choreographed, not measured, just free. Barefoot on warm earth, arms open to the sky, moving because the music is in you. That is what flow feels like. There's no fear of getting it wrong. There's only presence, only joy, only rhythm. In this space, time bends. You lose the need to count hours or control results. You're not producing. You're participating. You're not performing. You're expressing. There's no critic in flow, only a witness, a sacred observer within, marveling at what you're allowing to emerge. I trust the process of life. I am safe. Let that be your mantra as you step into your own rhythm. Flow does not mean life becomes perfect. It means you become more present. It means you respond instead of react. It means you honor the spark before the strategy. And in that honoring, you give birth to something authentic, something alive. Whether you're painting, speaking, parenting, or simply living, flow adds color, ease, grace. There is nothing lazy about ease. Ease is a wisdom, a deep knowing that not everything valuable must be hard. You were not born to suffer your way to beauty. You were born to open, to dance, to allow. I am in the process of positive change, and change becomes joyful when you stop pushing against the river and start floating with it. Can you feel it now? That quiet space inside you that doesn't need to plan, that doesn't need to perfect. That place of stillness where inspiration lives, where love begins, where your truest voice whispers. Go there often, return daily. Not with effort, but with willingness. Say to yourself gently, I don't need to force anything today. I don't need to figure it all out. I just need to listen, to breathe, to move when I'm moved, to rest when I'm tired, to trust that the same intelligence that grows trees, spins galaxies, beats my heart, knows how to carry me too. Everything I need comes to me at the perfect time. Trust in that. Trust that when you create space, what needs to arrive will find you. You don't have to chase your purpose. You are already living it when you are aligned, when you are honest, when you are open. So let the flow guide you now. Let it carry you like wind through trees, like rivers to the sea. Let your ideas arise from joy, not from fear. Let your expression feel like prayer, not performance. Let yourself be surprised by what you create when you stop trying so hard. One more breath now. Inhale with softness. Exhale with surrender. You are doing beautifully. You are enough in your being. You are allowed to create from love. People come to me and say, I want to live with more ease, but I don't know how to begin. And I understand. I felt that too. The rush of the day pulling me into doing before I've even had a chance to feel the sun on my skin. So I want to share something with you. A practice, a rhythm, a gentle daily invitation into flow, not a rule, not another item on your to-do list, but a return, a remembering, a soft exhale into alignment. Flow begins with awareness. That is always the first step. And the most beautiful part? You can begin again at any moment. Every breath is a doorway. Every pause is a portal. The point of power is always in the present moment. So let's begin with the moment you wake. Before your feet touch the floor, before the noise begins, pause. Just for a breath, just for a beat. Place your hand over your heart and say softly, "Today, I choose flow over force." That simple sentence sets your compass. It tells your nervous system, we're not rushing, we're receiving. It reminds your spirit that life is not a race, it's a relationship. As your day unfolds, you'll feel the invitations, some gentle, some loud, to slip back into old habits. The push, the tension, the urge to control. That's okay. That's just your conditioning calling. And that's why midday check-ins matter. So around lunch, or whenever you remember, pause. Breathe deeply. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Notice where you're holding. Your jaw, your shoulders, your belly. Place a gentle hand there and say, "I release the need to hold everything so tightly." Because you don't have to. You are allowed to soften. You are allowed to receive support. You are allowed to exhale. Flow is not something we do once. It's something we return to again and again. And that's why evening is sacred. Before sleep, take a quiet moment. Turn inward. Reflect. Ask gently, where did flow guide me today? You might be surprised. Maybe you paused before reacting. Maybe you followed a creative nudge. Maybe you allowed rest when guilt said, "Keep going." No moment is too small to celebrate. In fact, those small moments are where the transformation takes root. I am in the right place, at the right time, doing the right thing. Let that affirmation close your day. Let it wrap around you like a soft blanket. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are learning to walk with life, not against it. And that is a triumph. That is grace in motion. If you like, keep a small notebook by your bed. Call it your flow journal. Each night, write one place you softened, one moment you trusted, one breath you fully received. This is not for productivity. This is for presence. This is for you. I approve of myself. That is your final whisper each night. That is your truth. So let's breathe together once more. Inhale for trust. Exhale for peace. Feel the rhythm of your own becoming. You are flowing, even now. I want to say to you, right here at the end as softly as I can, you are already so much more than you realize. This whole time, life has not been testing you. It has been holding you, not judging you, but guiding you, not demanding from you, but gently asking, will you let go now? Will you trust the current? Will you allow yourself to be loved, not for what you do, but simply for being? Because, my dear, you are lovable because you exist. That is enough. That has always been enough. You don't need to control the river. That was never your job. You don't need to build the map for every next step. That comes on its own, when you take one breath at a time. All you need is willingness, a soft yes, a brave inhale, a whisper to your heart, I let go, I trust, I allow. Feel that settle. Say it again if you need to. Say it like a lullaby. Because letting go isn't falling, it's finally floating. I have seen so many people heal, not by doing more, but by surrendering more, by allowing softness to be their strength, by turning down the volume of their inner critic and tuning into the voice of love. The truth is, every time you think a loving thought, you are literally changing your future. So choose the thought right now that lifts you. Choose the one that makes your shoulders drop. Choose the one that feels like sunlight. Can you give yourself that gift right now? Can you say, I am changing safely, I am shining brightly? Can you believe that transformation can be gentle, that you are not broken, that nothing needs to be forced anymore? You're not becoming someone new. You're remembering who you were before fear interrupted your radiance. Let us pause together in this moment. You've come so far, not because you pushed, but because you kept showing up, because you stayed open, because you said yes again and again. I honor that in you. I bow to that in you. Take one more breath with me now. Inhale possibility, exhale control, and whisper, life catches me gracefully. This is not the end. This is the beginning of a new way of walking through the world, with trust, with gentleness, with the rhythm of flow. So each time you find yourself tightening, fearing, or pushing, place your hand over your heart and return to this moment. Say softly, I let go, I trust, I allow. Let that become your anchor. Let that become your home. And remember, always remember, life loves me and I am safe. You are never alone. You are deeply supported. You are worthy of ease. You are deserving of joy. Go out into your day with that knowing in your bones. Float, my love, float. The current knows exactly where to take you, and you, just as you are enough. You are ready. You are free.